It's week number 4 of the Coast to Coast Racing League, and we bring back an old friend, the Lanier Raceway, just off the road from Road Atlanta in Brazelton, Georgia. That's cool, Ray. The Coast to Coast Racing League present another edition of Monday Night Madness with the 360 Sprint Cars. We begin, as always, with the B Division Rebels. The Rebels are brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. One of our old favorite tracks here that began since iRacing was adopted here on the server, and since they began on dirt, has been transformed both over time from dirt into asphalt. Well, we welcome you to the Tim Chapman pre-race show. We're so glad you can join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala alongside Isaac Salas. Isaac, so we're at an old track in Lanier. We haven't been here in a while with the Coast to Coast Racing League because of the new tracks that have been with us on the iRacing server. How do drivers deal with maybe perhaps ring rust coming into tonight?
Well, I think the big thing here is going to be like what these guys have done here, practicing a little bit more than usual. I think it's going to be a lot of hope when your setup is still right. That bottom's going to be fast, and I know that top's going to be fast. So I think it's going to be a pretty entertaining one.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the standings coming on in. There have been many different winners this season, 3 different races, and 3 different winners so far on the year. Brandon Templeton, Andrew Embach, and Justin Wright. If I recall correctly, none of those guys are here at the moment, so I believe we will have our 4th different winner of the season. What do the Rebels do when it comes to parity?
Oh, it's crazy. Well, the big saying here is, anything can happen in the Rebels. We could probably go through most of this season without a 2-time winner. I think the big thing is you're going to have someone that dials in their setup pretty nice, though, tonight. So look for your fast guys.
Going to be wasting no time. We are getting at it once again, going straight from practice to our heat racing. Everything done via Peldra. Heat race number 1 of the evening is brought to you by our good friends at Langdon Mechanical. Langdon Mechanical, the second to none heating and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area, and promise our customers our own professionally trained Langdon specialists will be there personally every step of the way. We guarantee your customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance service of your heating and or cooling system. Every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance service call we make is backed 100% by Langdon. And so here is the starting lineup for our first heat race. Dustin Big Money Sargent and Pat Boyce. That is row number 1. Preston Cranmer and Connor Ross on row number 2. Brian Dickens and Gary Taylor make up your 3rd row. Joseph Grandy starts from 7th. Winner starts on pole position here tonight, Isaac. This is going to be a fun heat here with how tacky this track is already.
Yeah, I think it's crazy because there's some fast guys kind of spread out through all this heat here, so I think it'll be hard to pass, but I think it's going to be really close quarters racing.
Absolutely. Sargent's back with us, first time in a couple of weeks. He's got Pat Boyce next to him. A lot of big threats here in this heat. That's heat race number 1 is underway. You see Sargent get out to a great start. Cranmer looks underneath for the race lead, and we got a Gary Taylor punting Brian Dickens, and Taylor is up in the fence. Up on his sled he goes.
There were 4 wide off of 2 on that first lap there.
Insane stuff as you watch the race for the 3rd position. Connor Ross and Joseph Grandy going out. Let's ride on board here with the driver of the 518. Grandy currently with a final transfer spot, has a good second advantage on Brian Dickens for right now at the moment. Isaac, we haven't been here in a while. Talk to us. What's the best line here?
Oh, right around the bottom for now. While it's super tacky, you can gain so much momentum off the bottom, even with not bleeding any speed.
Cranmer starts to open up a nice gap here for right now on Dustin Sargent. Currently, your gap set here at 0.55 seconds at the moment. You see Connor Ross trying to get a run underneath. Focus on that. Your race for the 2nd position. This could determine This could determine where you start in row number 2. But look at Grandy with a run around the outside, Isaac, as we're coming to the white flag.
Yeah, and Grandy's making a charge here right up to the back of Dustin here.
Up 4 spots from the drop of the green flag. We know who's going to win this heat race. It's Preston Cranmer, but who's going to finish second? Sargent edges out Joseph Grandy at the end. Connor Ross finishes 4th, so he'll round out the final transfer spot drivers. As we now move on to heat race number 2. Second heat race of the evening, brought to you by Venom Racing, an official sponsor of the Coast to Coast Racing League 358 Modifieds and the official team of Isaac Salas, Brian Lawson, Dean Reynolds among the notables. Here's how your lineup is for heat race number 2. Rich Holland and Keith Jackson make up the front row. Row number 2 is Steve Bixler and Andy Patton. Row 3, Kyle Sargent and Kevin Fry. And welcome back Michael Birthday. He starts from the rear in spot number 7.
Yeah, that's some guy that we haven't seen. He was really good in Rebels. Was it 2 seasons ago?
I believe so, 2 seasons ago.
But yeah, I remember he was one to beat in 2 seasons ago in Rebels.
Absolutely. Drivers tonight following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck, formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. All 7 drivers have made their way to grid on the racetrack. What are going to be the main keys to victory when we enter feature time tonight?
Honestly, I think it's going to be about track position. I know that this is a track that kind of everybody got to start on. So I know track position is going to be a kind of a key factor here. But other than that, just hit your marks and be patient. This is a quick track. A lot of things happen fast here, and you don't want to get up into somebody else's mess.
Winner will start on the outside of the front row as Keith Jackson and Rich Holland bring the field to green underway. And what a start from Jackson in the 113. Around the outside, meanwhile, Andy Patton touches with Rich Holland for the runoff spot. Crashes into Bixler and Kevin Fry. Oh, my. What a flip. And who's going to get the final transfer spot out of this? As of right now, it's Kyle Sargent, Isaac. That was wild.
That was crazy, and the big winner right there was Birthday, because he's actually up to second now in 1 lap.
Gained 5 spots from the drop of the green flag and now chases down Keith Jackson for the top spot. He actually just set the quickest lap the last time by with a 12:03 and almost makes contact with Steve Bixler, who was very slow on the racetrack. He may want to get that thing towed. It's crab walking. And that's the plan. Birthday, meanwhile, as everyone's shifted up to the top side, just ran 11:97 a couple of laps ago. That's huge. Three laps to go in heat race number 2. Best race on track is for 5th between Andy Patton and Kevin Fry. We'll show you what happened and that caused the wreck in just a matter of moments. Obviously, you saw that live, but meanwhile, we come to the white flag this time by with 1 lap to go for Keith Jackson. Just put in a new paint scheme in the 113, went from green and gray back to the traditional white, black, and red colors. So Jackson will win the heat race. Birthday comes home in 2nd. Rich Holland off of 4 is your 3rd place finisher despite the contact on lap 1. Kyle Sargent finishes in 4th. That was something, and once we get this all shifted over, we'll give you the replay here. We'll have to rewind it through iRacing control, so you'll see our user interface here. So just bear with us for just a moment. All right, let's take you back to lap 1 and show you how this all went down. Watch Patton and Holland around the outside. Holland just came up into Patton, then when Patton tried to save it too much right foot. Oh my goodness, the camera angle on that one. Steven Bixler just came right into your living rooms out of nowhere. Well, we've got everyone gridded up meanwhile for heat race number 3. Our third heat race is brought to you by the Salty Dogs race team, composed of many of the senior members of the Coast to Coast Racing League, and have been released from the home to create havoc and chaos on the track. When 3 or more dogs are in a race, a dog bone will be awarded to the highest finisher. Your lineup for Heat 3 looks like this. Scooby-Doo, Zach Chapman, and Steven Speeds the Detective on row number 1. Isaac Salitz and Doyle Lawrence on row number 2. Trent Verstraeten, our Raiders winner, and Kurt Schatzer make up row 3. And Joe Backus round out the field. Winner starts on the inside of row number 2 tonight. And Isaac, I believe this is our final heat of the evening for the Rebels.
Yes, sir, it is.
Green flag is out. High side gets stacked up a little bit from Steven Spees. Chapman goes up the track, opens up the door for the 55 to try and take the race away. Chapman almost gets cut off. And oh my goodness! Chapman tries to save it. Oh my, he did! Holy cow, that was close. Wheelies were made. Trent Verstraeten and all of that, meanwhile, went 2 for 1. But the lead for right now gets taken away by Isaac Salitz off of turn 2. Slide job goes to the point. How everyone managed to keep it straight, I have no idea. Schatzer inside for second for Verstraeten. Slams the door right up in his face. And Schatzer takes it back. So he's got 2 guys behind him in Verstraeten and Spees. Spees, the final transfer spot at the moment. See if that Gambler 55 can get a run here as we've got 3 to go in heat race number 3. Schatzer bites the wall for just a moment. This could open the door for Verstraeten to maybe go around the outside. White flag is out, final lap. I think we know who's gonna win this heat race, but let's focus on this race for second at the end. Schatzer, Verstraeten, and Speeds. It could be 3 wide at the line. Schatzer takes it. And for third, actually this is the white flag, excuse me. Verstraeten up in the wall for right now. Through 3 and 4, is it going to be Schatzer or Speeds for second? Schatzer takes it on Speeds. Verstraeten finishes 4th in a fun heat race there. Well, let's go back to the start once again and figure out the $1 million question. How in the world did everyone keep it straight? Isaac, what did you see in this situation? This was wild.
There was a crazy amount of contact on the bottom, and I thought they were going to come all the way up the track, just kind of like how it happened in the second heat. Oh, I was nervous. Don't worry.
Spees did a wheelie off of Chapman's wheel. Then Lawrence made some more contact with the 72. That was insane. So now we move to our free practice, our extra practice
That's
session.
Our B-main.
Yep, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. The drivers that did not make it out through the heats. Brian Dickens, Andy Patton on row number 1. Doyle Lawrence and Pat Boyce, row 2. Kevin Fry, Zach Chapman, row number 3. Gary Taylor, Steve Fixler, row 4. Joe Backus starts at 9th. Let's know who you are rooting for in the chat. We'll be sure to give you a shout out on the air. Hello to Devo, who says, good evening, men and salty dogs. Jeff Kemper, Happy New Year to you. And yes, happy 2023 to everyone. This is the first Coast to Coast Racing League event broadcasted of 2023. Roger's rooting for those salty dogs, of course. I believe he's still on his bank holiday. I believe they call it in Canada for New Year's. And so ready for the B main. Again, extra practice. All 9 of the drivers here, get in. Already just about 3 wide in turn 2, but Dickens gets away with the start on both Lawrence and Patton off of the corner. Dickens leads the lap. Patton around the outside tries to take second spot. They're just about 3 wide for third. Red Bull racing happening earlier from Isaac. From what we have learned right now, the high side is the place to be, but Lawrence is still fighting, though, with that setup.
Yeah, that high side momentum is flying around here, but like you said, Doyle's
Whoa,
making
look
that.
out,
Not only
look
is big
out.
contact.
Pat Boyd's around, collects Backus in the process. As you were saying.
Yeah, that setup that he has is making the bottom work, but that high side momentum is just kind of rolling these guys right on around him.
Kevin Fry having a fun time watching this race on his end for second spot. Both Pat and Lawrence as you ride on board. Lawrence had a bad exit there. He's trying to catch up to the side of Fry and Patton, but it didn't really seem to work out from his perspective. 4 to go here in our B main. It's your best battle on the track for P2. Ryan Dickens still your leader. Up by 1.4 seconds, but is approaching some lap traffic. That was in the, Joe Beck's in the 46. He is approaching. 2 to go in our B main. Isaac, this is a fun race for second. It may come down to the wire.
Yeah, and he swapped up his line, and there goes Kevin Fry right around the outside.
Absolutely, the flying Fry checks out top shelf where Mama hides the cookies on the white flag. Final lap is underway. Both Lawrence and Patton hanging on for dear life. Patton scrapes the wall. Meanwhile, off of 4, Brian Dickens takes the win in the B main. He will start from 13th position tonight. Kevin Fry second, Doyle Lawrence third, Andy Patton fourth, and Zach Chapman fifth. And so that does it for our B main. Now time for the Oshweekend Speedway warm-up watch as we will watch your favorite drivers out here on the racetrack as they'll get their setups dialed in with the slick track here. Here, take a look at Preston Cranmer in the 07. Sal's currently the quickest in warm-ups. He's got a 12.5.24. Michael Burton now takes it quicker, 12.3.21. Isaac, you're saying, oh boy, what's going on?
The cushion is something to behold, I'll tell you that much.
That baby looks
she's
thick.
fast, but she's thick.
She's so thick you could sit on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know it.
Absolutely, it's thick like it's a chili bowl cushion or something like that. Connor Ross is now your quickest driver on the track at a 12.243. Connor's second start of the year with us. That's better by about 800ths on 95. Car count, by the way, was set at 21 Rebels tonight officially. That will take the green again. If you are new to the Coast to Coast Racing League, Rebels go at it for 25 laps. Our premier division, the Renegades, which you'll see next hour, will race for 30 laps. In the 34, captain is Steve Bixler, the mayor in the 75, 11th quick at a 12.88. We've got under 30 seconds left in warm-ups. Andy Patton 10th, 12.81. Dustin Sargent 5th, 12.68. Could be one of the spoilers here in tonight's race. Behind him, it's Brian Dickens. Dickens 17th quick. Back to Preston, 15th quick, 12.94. Warm-ups are in the books. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for officially our second feature of the evening. Let's meet the field in the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07, and Keith Jackson in the 113. Row number 2 is Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5, and Dustin Big Money Sargent in the 377. Row number 3, Michael Birthday in the 95, and Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row 4, Joseph Grandy in the 518, and Rich Holland in the 116. Rounding out the top 10, the Detective Steven Spees in the 55, and Connor Ross in the 35. Row at number 6, Kyle Sargent in the 91, and Trent Verstraeten, the Raiders winner in the 088. Row 7, Brian Dickens in the 122, and the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry in the 21. Row 8, Doyle Lawrence in the 3, and the General, Andy Patton in the 87. Row 9, it's Scooby-Doo, Zach Chapman in the 72, and the Captain, Gary Taylor in the 34. Row 10, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75, and Joe Backus in the 46. Rounding out the field tonight is Pat Foyce in car number 41. Well, we are set to go racing. The field is rolling off the first of 2 pace laps here at the Lanier Raceway. Isaac, who's your pick to win it tonight, boss?
Just for the sweet return, I want Birthday.
I was about to say Birthday. Give me Keith Jackson in this one. With him starting from second, but we got a good race on our hands. There are a lot of drivers that could win this race. Of course, you got
Preston.
Yeah, of course, you got Preston on the pole, Keith Jackson, Michael Birthday, Dustin Sargent, Isaac Salas have all found their way to victory lane in the past, but we're about to see what happens. It's time for the race against childhood cancer. Start of the race. We've got a good one in the series. We can expect anything and everything. The Rebels underway. Preston Cranmer gets away with a great start down the back chute with him, Keith Jackson and Michael Birthday side by side for P2 on the track. Lap number 1 in the books, and it's led by the Ayla Outlaw. Caution on the track for Doyle Lawrence. Gary Taylor, Connor Ross, Isaac Salas, I believe, also involved in this one. Yep, there's one car on its side. That is the captain. There's a look at Brian Dickens in the pits. Doyle Lawrence was the first car we had on our end sideways, as we will take a look at our replay for the first time this evening, brought to you by Malcolm's Bales Millwright. 3 wide off of turn 4. Watch it. Dickens is in front. Did he just send it too much into Dickens? He did. Just caused a stack up with Holland and company. Let's watch a couple of angles here. Let's watch from Brian Dickens' angle. Give you a nice view here of Doyle Lawrence. Oh, man! You can feel both of those contacts. One from Holland, one for Salas. And let's ride with Isaac here again. He was hanging out in the back of all this. You see the wreck happen up high. He was committed to it. Oh, he was about ready to have it miss. And then Brian Dickens, just unfortunately, thanks to physics, the way these crash dummies work, up into row. I shouldn't say crash dummies. I should say with the way crashes work on iRacing. Back to the green flag. Cranmer for right now holds serve. Keith Jackson on the outside. Michael Birthday goes 2 for 1. Huge slider from the 95. 3 wide for the top spot. And the Ayla Outlaw keeps it for right now. Joseph Grandy moves up to second. We're almost 3 wide again. But then Birthday slams the door, gets the door shut from Preston Cranmer, and Joseph Grandy up 6 positions, takes the race lead away. Cranmer still hanging on to second. Birthday around the outside in third. Keith Jackson takes a peek underneath, just about 3 wide again, this time for second. Grandy's getting a hot shot of this one. all from behind him. You see the side-by-side racing, but Grandy decides to play defensive, go the lower way around the Lanier Raceplex. This allows Birthday to possibly challenge up top. This is on board with the 95. 6 laps in the books. Caution is out. Kevin Fry has crashed it. And that is in turn number 3. We'll take a look and see what happened to the Flying Fry. This has been a wild start to this one, folks, but you have not seen anything yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. See, was there some contact with Dustin? Yeah, Sargent just about came down to that. Rides like a boomerang, and he also collected Bixler in there, who took some pretty good damage with that right side. It's right on board here with Kevin. Yep, just did not see that one coming, then head on. Then there's Bixler. Oh, you can see Bixler just about biked it when he hit that wall. And so caution flag is out once again. We will go back to the green flag. Of course, the cautions here are very quick with how short Lanier is. Time for the Mission 22 restart. It is Joseph Grandy, your race leader. Michael Birthday, second. Preston Kramer, third. Kurt Schatzer, fourth. Dustin Sargent rounds out the top 5. Grandy started 7th. He's leading, and we're only 7 laps in the books. Birthday tries to get a huge run up on the top shelf. Closes into just about a car length. He's got a run in the center of 3 and 4. Gets on the gas first, but Grandy still leads him. Still rides in that 3rd position. We just hanging to watch this race for the lead breakout, because Birthday could get a run off of turn 4. He gets a better run off of turn 2, but this time Birthday takes the lead away. Edges Grandy for the spot. Now, can he clear the 518? The answer is yes. Got a good race for 3rd. Kurt Schatzer, Keith Jackson look to do some run up on the top. Kramer shuts the door on Kurt Schatzer, allows Keith Jackson to maybe go 2 for 1 around the outside. Ooh, that's tight. Oh, they hook and around. Oh, hard crash for Preston Kramer and Keith Jackson. Caution flag waves. We were on board with Jackson when it happened. And let's show you how they hooked. For Jackson, though, I think I only see that wing damage on top and the front. Now, there's a lot of damage on Jackson where he'll probably want to get a quick repair. Yeah, Kramer just, he wasn't clear. He was trying to get right next to the wall. And they hooked, and then I think there's an opening there in turn 1 if I recall correctly. Let's ride on board again with Keith. There's no opening, it's just where it starts to curve, right there. Hard crash for both drivers. You see Keith Jackson will utilize his quick repair, all drivers with 1 quick repair on Monday nights. So lights are off, we'll go green this time. We're just about past halfway. Again, Michael Birthday is your race leader. Joseph Grandy 2nd. Preston Kramer 3rd. Kurt Schatzer 4th. And don't look now, the Raiders winner, Trent Verstraeten, runs in the 5th position. Back to green. So Birthday holds as he rocks the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Grandy pulls away, but this is the race for 3rd for Verstraeten and Schatzer. 3 wide off the corner. Look out, speeds and Kramer touch. But luckily they save it for right now. Zach Chapman challenges inside. Chapman runs in 7th. Dustin Sargent took advantage of all of that. He runs in the 5th position. 11 to go here at Lanier for the Rebels. Here's the race for 2nd. Joseph Grandy and Trent Verstraeten. Verstraeten looks like he's got a setup set for the bottom like he normally does. in the Coast to Coast Racing League. I don't know who got second in the line. I think it was Grandy. Ken Verstraeten secure at the line. He's got Grandy cleared. That's our challenge. Lawrence has crashed it. Did Verstraeten secure it? We're still green. Lawrence is on his side. Nobody passes him. He toes it. We stay green. And now the caution comes out. I believe it was for that same incident. The yellow just came out at a late time. And under 10 laps to go, that's probably the yellow flag right now. That Verstraeten wants. On board with Doyle. What caused it? Racing Gary Taylor for a position. Ooh, I think he just lost it all by himself and caught the inside. Oh, that he hit that barrel on the back straight, and then he is up on his lid. Ouch. Isaac, if you don't mind me asking for the heck of it, you may know better than me. Don't we still have the new damage model on these things?
We should.
I don't know why.
We
haven't seen any wings fall off in a while. It just came to my mind. Because normally a crash like that, you lose the front wheels and the front wing. But back to business here. Michael Birthday, Trent Verstraeten, Joseph Grandy, or the field. We've got 8 laps to see what happens. Verstraeten good on the bottom, Birthday good up top. And really, they go to their respective lines. Birthday just powers so well up on corner exit. Everyone on the bottom except for the 95. And now this is where we can see in clean air who's better, Birthday or Verstraeten. Verstraeten, though, has to deal with that challenge, though, of Joseph Grandy for that runner-up position. Oh, we got one sideways in turn 4. That is Cranmer, and I believe Kevin Fry was also involved. That brings the caution out with 6 laps to go. What happened to the Flying Fry? Bixler just got into him and sent Kevin around, and Preston is left with nowhere to go. Here is the onboard with Kevin. There's that second impact that comes from Preston. And so we should have 1 lap to go this time by. We have 5 laps to go. Hello to Dean watching. He's watching from Concord, North Carolina, aka the World Racing Group / Dirt Car overall headquarters. So no change amongst the top 5 really. Birthday for Verstraeten, Grandy, Schatzer, and Spies at the moment. 17 cars on the lead lap, and again, 5 laps to go. Can the Track Racer 95 win in his return? About to find out. Just look at the power off of turn 2 for Birthday, but he just about clipped the wall there, especially with the slick track. He sparks again. Verstraeten may have an opening. See what happens. 4 to go between your top 2 drivers. Chase him down. It's going to be very tough. Everyone is just on the bottom. Birthday's just on a completely different shape of form here, where he's the only one to rock the top and nobody else can. Side by side behind, that's Andy Beckett and Steven Speeds for 6. Nice run for Andy. We've also got a big race as well for the 10th spot. Isaac Salas currently holding on to that final transfer spot into the Renegades at the moment. Now Dustin Sargent loses a couple spots. But meanwhile, white flag is out. 1 to go for Michael Birthday. Trent Verstraeten tries to close in, but it's going to be very tough the track racer, Training Wheels Racing number 95. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing League. Michael Birthday takes the win in his return. Trent Verstraeten in second, Joseph Grandy third, Schatzer fourth, and the hard charger of the race, brought to you by All About Tie-Dye, is Zach Chapman in fifth. So your top three will pose in victory lane. Unfortunately, no Dean photobomb from tonight. But we will talk with your top three. Isaac, you made the show. Nice finish, man, from the back to eighth.
Yeah, man, from an EOL to a wreck to 8th, I'll take it.
Absolutely. Well, we already got our third place finisher in here in Joseph Grandy, so we'll get this party started with Joseph. Joseph, a great run for you early, but what happened to you there late in the run? I'm just curious for your perspective.
After that yellow came out, the track changed a little bit where I was making decent speed in the middle. That completely went away, and it opened up the bottom for Trent there. So after that, it was pretty much just follow the leader.
What positives did you take away from this race? Obviously, you led early in this race. You were really good on the bottom, and then, like you said, it just slickened in a lot.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't expecting to get in the lead at all or get a podium, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, you went as well, I think, in like the span of 7-8 laps or something like that. You went from 7th to 1st.
Yeah, I know the bottom's usually the best spot on this track, and I saw that nobody was running it, so I figured I could get past a few people pretty quick, and I just happened to get up to first and didn't hold it very long.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
West End Towing and Repair, Catalytic Recovery. I'd like to thank you, Marty, for the broadcast. Coast to Coast, all their sponsors, and everybody behind the scenes that make us run every day.
Alrighty, well, we will let you go. Great run.
I appreciate it.
Joseph Grandy, our third place finisher. Our second place finisher tonight is Trent Verstraeten. Trent, another good run for you, man, especially after your run in Raiders. What more did you need tonight from Michael Birthday?
Just a little more speed. He's just too fast. I don't think I really had a chance. Maybe if like people didn't see that I was getting the bottom to work and they all came down, I feel like that kind of made it go away on me a bit. So, or if I had maybe a few more laps, I don't know what I could have maybe challenged him a bit more. But Birthday's just real fast, so I'm fine with finishing second right behind him.
Absolutely. Are you going to be running Renegades in a little bit? And if so, what are you expecting?
Yeah, I'm thinking about giving it a go, and kind of just expecting the same thing, really, just to get slicked off pretty quick, and probably be the bottom will come in later in the race. It'll probably still be top dominant, but yeah, I figure it'll probably go just about the same as Rebels, maybe a little bit different.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tomorrow on the run?
Nobody really to shout out. Just shout out Roger and everyone behind the scenes at Coast to Coast Racing League, and you two for putting on the broadcast.
All right, well, we'll let you go. Great run tonight.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, you as well. And now we go to Cool Ray Victory Lane and talk with your winner, Michael Birthday in the number 95. Michael, congratulations. Man, welcome back. How's it feel to be back in Victory Lane?
Feels real good. Been away for a little bit and got back on and got real lucky in the heat race. But other than that, just was able to keep it off the wall and got a little hairy there the last 10 laps or so. Probably should have moved to the bottom, but you know.
I mean, you still looked like you were so good on the top. It looked like nobody had anything for you there, even when they were on the bottom tonight.
Yeah, it just, some nights you're feeling it, some nights you're not. Tonight, I guess, just taking a little break and getting back into it. It's good for me.
Absolutely, man. Walk us through as well your pass for the race lead.
Oh, goodness. I don't even remember. I think very early on I kind of chopped Joseph's nose. I hope I didn't hit him. I meant to talk to him about that. He jumped out of there, but So and then I think that they just kind of got low, and I just got to the top and drove around them.
Absolutely. Well, a good run for you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Oh, all the boys at Training Wheels Racing, and just you guys for putting all this stuff on, and y'all do an awesome, amazing job. So we'll see you next week.
All right, man. Well, we will let you go. Great run tonight. Congratulations, and enjoy this.
Thanks, guys.
Michael Birthday in Coolray Victory Lane. A great win for him tonight. So Birthday for Straighton, Grandy, Schatzerd, Chapman, Spees, Patton, Salas, Kyle and Dustin Sargent will race in the Renegades. They are eligible as long as their IL is under 200. And that's how they look. Your 21st place finisher as well is Brian Dickens. So with that being said, we will step aside and take a break. And when we come back, Renegades action. You're watching Monday Night Madness on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
It's Florida in February. Kick off 2023 with the Dirt Car Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park. Sprint cars, late models, and modifieds at the world's fastest half mile. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and Dirt Car UMP Modifieds February 6th through the 11th. World of Outlaws late models and Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds February 13th through the 18th. Tickets and camping at dirtcarnationals.com. February 6th through the 18th at Volusia Speedway Park. Be there.
Hi, I'm Olivia Olson, Industrial Engineering Junior and club volleyball member here at Penn State. I'm very excited to say that Thon is right around the corner, just a month away. And for those of you that don't know, Thon is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. They're committed to raising funds and supporting those who are affected by childhood cancer. This year, Thon is taking a very different meaning for me. Last March, just as the weather was getting ready to turn, we were all super excited to go play some more outdoor volleyball. One of my best buddies, Jesse King, went home for a routine checkup. Fast forward 60 days later, and he's just waking up from a medically induced coma. 6 months later, he's just being released from the hospital after being diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, kid's a fighter. He made it through chemo, radiation, and he's currently battling his way through extensive cognitive and physical therapies. He's doing great. He's finally letting out some of that personality that we've all been missing for so long. Luckily, the King family, thanks to Four Diamonds, has yet to see a medical bill. There are a lot of families that can say the same out of all the good that's come out of this. So if you would like to join me and club volleyball in the fight against childhood cancer, please click the link to donate. Any size donation makes a world of difference for the King family and families alike. If donating at this time isn't the best option for you, please, 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 please share this video, because the more eyes on it, the better, and every dollar truly does make a difference. In addition, any thoughts, prayers, good vibes are always greatly appreciated, because we just want our best buddy back at school with us. All that being said, please always remember to never take anything for granted. Tell the people around you that you love them loud and often, and even the smallest acts can make a world of difference. Many thanks and lots of love from me and the club volleyball family and all of those being supported by Thon and Four Diamonds. Hi, my name is Olivia Olson. I am an industrial engineering senior and club volleyball member here at Penn State.
And I'm Alex Ryan, a computer science senior and another club volleyball member. And we're excited to announce that we're planning to dance in Thon 2023.
Thon is a 46-hour, no sitting, no sleeping dance marathon aimed towards raising funds to support those affected by childhood cancer. It is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. We'll be dancing in honor of one of our best friends, Jesse King. Jesse is also a part of club volleyball, but a lot of us would consider him family. Immediately, freshman year, Alex and I clicked with Jesse and all the other new members of club volleyball. We went to the dining hall together for a lot of our meals, spent weekends together, and ended up going on vacations together. It really does feel like family to us.
Going into junior year, Jesse was supposed to live with myself and a few of our other friends, but he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in March of 2021. He's been through chemotherapy, it's been a year since he's finished radiation, and we can officially say that he has no active cancer. Currently, he is undergoing physical and cognitive therapies.
Thanks to Thon and Four Diamonds, the King family and many other families have yet to see a bill related to medical expenses, hotels, parking, gas fees, and all other related travel expenses. It just goes to show that every dollar raised truly does go a distance. It allows families to focus on the recovery of their child as opposed to financial stress.
Because of this, we've got to spend a lot more time with Jesse and his family, who are the nicest people in the world. They throw awesome tailgates, and every time we see them, a little bit more of the Jesse that we know and love peeks through.
Until then, we are fully committed to the mission of Thon and Four Diamonds by raising funds to support the Kings and all the other families affected by childhood cancer.
With Thon less than 100 days away, we're asking that you consider donating. Regardless of the amount, it will make an immense impact. To donate to our donor drive, please scan the QR code or click the included link.
If donating isn't in your cards today, please share this video with those around you. Help us get our fundraising past the finish line.
This is a race that families can't afford to lose.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
At Coolray Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly been the leader in serving the Southeast since 1966. And nobody is more committed to delivering industry-leading excellence to the Nashville community than we are. We're number one because we've got the best and brightest HVAC technicians, plumbers, and electricians. And you can count on us 24/7, 7 days a week. Go to Coolray.com to learn more.
And we welcome you back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network here as we get set to go here for our Premier Renegades class. The Renegades are brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Marty Sakala alongside Isaac Salas as we get set to go here. Isaac, there is one man that everyone in the Coast to Coast Racing League is talking about when it comes to the Renegades. His name is Brennan Lacey. 2 wins so far. In fact, the entire Bandybuild racing team is on a tear.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty incredible what they've done so far this season here. I want to say it was Goldner that put it in victory lane here on the second week of the season. I might be wrong. Don't fry me. I am, but yeah, man, that team has had it kind of figured out. It's been kind of the top of the food chain if you want to go with that. It's been pretty incredible, but man, the racing throughout the field has just been nuts. It's been I don't even know how to explain it to you. It's almost incredible. Like, you have these guys running from the back to the front, and it's impressive, especially from somebody that comes up from Rebels. Tonight I think it's gonna be pretty too. I think it's gonna be whole race, whole track wide. For Renegades, I don't know. Those guys can make the middle work.
Huge car count as well for tonight. 29 drivers are with us. We will have 4 DNFs here tonight. We'll get to all that later on. The standings coming on in have Patrick Spangler at the top of the charts, 235 to 208 on Aiden Young. Again, that's without the drops, by the way. Keep that in mind. Our drop week will be in our final week of the season. Tyler Wilson, third, 193. Brennan Lacey, fourth with 190. And Chad Cote, fifth with 167. Again, like we said, Bandybuilt have won all the races to begin the season. What are the chances they can get the 4th tonight?
I mean, the chance is always there, but you once you look into some of these people that are, well, I guess we don't have qualifying. That's a big thing here, but I say it's going to be difficult, but at the same time, we know who they are. Never count them out.
Absolutely. We're ready to go for our first heat race of the evening for the Renegades, brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Alphabet Soup Man, Trent Verstraeten and Isaac Salas make up row number 1. Bob DeGood and John Short on row 2. Barry Goldner, Jeff Barker in row number 3. Tyler Wilson and Terry Landis on row 4. Hello to the following watching as well in chat. Happy New Year, Chad Cote. Same with you, Joe Canellis. 8 drivers here in our first heat race, and this will determine our pole sitter for tonight. Isaac, you haven't been on a tacky track yet when it comes to heat racing. What are you thinking coming on in? Obviously, it's going to be fast.
Oh, it's going to be crazy fast, but I see a little bit of a slick right at the entrance of this turn 1 and 3 here, so I'm going to try to, I want to say it's probably middle right now. It might go higher, but I think if you can make the bottom work, it'll be crazy, but I think it's going to be the middle of the higher groove here.
Ready for the green flag. 1 lap to go until we take the green. And winner for tonight starts on pole position. Verstraeten and Salas side by side as they make their way into turn number 3. Still wing to wing with John Short just a tad behind them. Too close to call at the line for lap number 1. Good battle. Meanwhile, 3-car crash. Wilson, Landis, and DeGood leaving Barry Goldner in 5th, Jeff Barker in 4th, who gained some good steam, about a second behind, and he's even close in on the top 4 in the race for the lead here. Meanwhile, Short up on the top shelf, looking for the runner-up spot on Verstraeten. Can he take it away? At the line, he's got it. This is all helping out Isaac Salas as we are halfway home to our first heat race. Two laps to go. There's your top 4 on nose to tail. Barry Goldner still trying to close it on Jeff Barker. Gap is 8/10. He's going to have to hope for a mistake by the top 4 if he wants to make his way in instead of going to a last chance showdown. White flag is out. Final lap for Isaac Salas. Looks to start on pole position for tonight, and through 3 and 4, he will do it. Off the corner for second, John Short, Trent Verstraeten, and Jeff Barker. Your first 4 qualifiers. Take a look as well while we're at and what caused the wreck between Wilson and company. Watch it be good. He just slide up into Landis and Wilson. He did. And the Macho Man left with nowhere to go and takes a nap. So we move to heat race number 2, brought to you by Venom Racing. It is Chad Cote and Zach Chapman on row number 1. Jack Hitt, Brennan Lacey on row 2. Jesse Exon, Brandon Dittmer, row 3. And Randy Shreve starts from 7th. Winner will start on the outside of row 1. Again, top 4, transfer on in. Green flag is out. Cote gets a good start on Jack Hitt. Atkinson, oh, look out. Lacey in the wall. Brandon Dittmer went sideways. That could be critical later on. Lap 1's in the books. They're just about 3 wide for second, Isaac.
Yeah, 3-car battle here for second. That high line's starting to gain a little bit more momentum here.
Brennan Lacey fell back just about 7/10. He's cut the gap down to a half second. Should we be concerned or not really?
No, I don't think so. He's right back to him.
You can see the gap that Cote is laid on 2 through 5. Someone of this 4-car group is going to the B main. Who's it going to be? We don't know yet. Atkinson and Lacey side by side for the bubble spot, and the Pink Panther currently wants 3rd from Zach Chapman. Incredible stuff we're watching, Isaac, as we got 3 laps to go in Heat 2.
Yeah, Jesse's getting so close to that wall, and he's making it work, and all it's going to take is one mistake from anyone on the high side to let him back up into there if he wants it.
He is risking the biscuit like he's about to hit the inside barrel 2 by 2 with 2 to go. This is insane stuff we are watching. Jack Hitt takes the 2nd spot away. Lacey with the final spot at the moment. Zach Chapman the first down. Now Lacey takes 3rd. He's trying to thread the needle 3 wide. What a pass from Brennan Lacey. And the race for 4th. Chapman against Hitt. Who's going to take it at the end? Atkinson. Who's going to get at the line? They wreck in the end. Jack Hitt. Oh, it was Dittmer. Jack Hitt 3rd. Brandon Dittmer out of nowhere. What the hell just happened?
Wow.
You gotta be kidding me, folks. Both Atkinson and Cranmer go down into the B main. Take a look at what we just witnessed. One second here. Show you from our new ISO cam we have set up. Take a look at this. Chapman just got up into Atkinson, leaving Jack Hitwin nowhere to go. You see Hit comes spinning at the end. Him and Dittmer finished 3rd and 4th. Wow. Atkinson, you see, pull a Ricky Bobby meanwhile. That's unbelievable. Heat 3 brought to you by the Salty Dogs. Patrick Spangler and Jack Clevenger, row 1. Jeff Flero, Kevin Fry in row number 2. Kyle Moon and Blake Chapman, row 3. Stephen Gollner starts in 7th. Winner starts on the inside of row number 2. Ready for the green. Top 4 again. Make it in. Great jump from the high side. Banger and Patrick Spangler. Flero tries to get a run underneath as they're wing to wing entering turn number 3. Clevenger 3rd. Chapman 4th. Flero leads near contact between the top 2. Isaac Spangler with the slide job. Holds on to it for right now, but Flero crisscrosses.
It's going to be Slider City here. I don't think Flero can get up here.
He
made it work.
Barely. He had to do it with a little bit of contact, and here comes Clevenger to try and go 2 for 1. He forced it 3 wide, and now throws the slider. Clevenger almost taking big advantage of it for right now. Flero edging out. Big set from the side job from Spangler, and Clevenger gets turned. Clevenger goes around from leading to 2nd to 6th. Chapman moves up to 2nd. Stephen Goldner's in 4th, Isaac, as we're halfway home.
Yeah, they're all up on the wall now here. And yeah, I think Blake's starting to reel in Patrick just a little bit here, but wow.
Did we not get the memo that the Rebels are now, that the Renegades are now the Rebels or something? On board with the salesman. He's got 2 laps to go. Just hanging there on the highline. I think he's going to play a game here. Just wait until maybe 1 or 2 or 3 and 4 to throw the slider. Let's see what happens. But he's got Moonin on his tail. Going to be interesting here off turn number 2 if Chapman has the chops to do it. Nope, he's going to stay tucked on the high side. That will give Spangler the win and his photo finish for 2nd. Chapman over Moonin. Stephen Gollner 4th.
That was only Heat 3.
Oh my goodness, yeah. We got so much more action left to go. Heat 4 brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Everyone's gridded up. Donovan Ross and John Hine on the front row. G.J. Boydell, Chris Schaefer, row number 2. Andy Patton, Aiden Young, row 3. And Jeff Kemper starts from P7. Oh, Devo already having some fun with us early. Trying to show all the bite he's got on the car, all the rear bite, trying to do some wheelies on us early. So winner will start on the outside of row 2, everyone else to the last chance showdown. Steve King Foundation Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Immediately Boydell to the middle line while Ross takes the early lead. John Hines second. Chris Schaefer currently with the final transfer spot at the moment. Hines with second as Ross leads on lap 1. Boydell throws the slider early. 5 cars all under a blanket for the lead. Hines makes it 3 wide, Isaac.
That was crazy, Sen. I thought he was going in almost too deep, but look at Boydell on the bottom.
Look at this. GJ Boydell, the Canadian, out to the lead, but for how long? Devo wants the slider once again. They're racing like it's Daytona at the moment. 3 complete.
And there's 3 wide again coming off the corners.
Look at this. Amazing stuff as you see from our aerial shot. Looking at their race for 4th. Andy Patton currently has it over Chris Schaefer. Boydell takes second from John Hine. Aiden Young, currently the first one out. He's in 5th. 3 wide again off of turn 4. Patton still with 4th spot. We've got 3 laps to go, Isaac. And tell you what, oh my goodness, Hine with so much speed. He hits the tail take of Boydell.
And they both save it.
I think Devo's thinking, yeah, these guys are racing like I'm drunk.
Holy
Aiden Young in 4th position, but we got only 1 lap to go. Is this going to be like Heat 3 all over again? The General wants 4th spot from Aiden Young. Young wanting 3rd from GJ Boydell. Half a lap to go. It looks like it's all Aiden Young for the final transfer spot. The photo for second. Wait a second! When I crashed at the end, I think Young got it over Schaefer. Did he? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep, Young got it over Schaefer. Oh my goodness.
GJ got second out of that even.
Hines said it too much and risked himself losing a transfer spot. Who is writing this script for the Renegades tonight? Let's see here. iRacing margin of victory. Wow, 600th of a second between Young and Schaefer. Let's watch that on our photo finish camera. That is what 600ths of a second look like. Unbelievable.
It must mean a lot to get into these Renegade features. Holy smokes.
Absolutely, with the high car counts, yeah, I don't blame them. So, top 8 will make it into the show. Barry Goldner, Jesse Atkinson, row number 1. Chris Schaefer, Jeff Flero, row 2. Terry Landis, Zach Chapman, row 3. Jack Clevenger, Andy Patton, row 4. Bob DeGood, Randy Shreves round out the top 10. Jeff Kemper, Tyler Wilson on row number 6. And you take a look at row number 7. Should we? No, row 7. That's the field. Focus on the driver in 8th after the first lap. Wild B main potentially.
Oh, big time.
The odds look pretty good. The odds look pretty good. Barry Goldner, Jesse Exon will bring the field to green for 10 laps. And they're 3 wide again. Flero looks to go 2 for 1 off of 2, and he does. The Ohsweken Speedway 200 car takes the lead away early. Randy Shreves currently running in the 8th position. Barry's
Barry
up for the wall, and he rides in 7th. This could get wild here, Isaac.
Yeah, and everybody's, there's 3 wide throughout the corner here.
Oh!
And that bottom's starting to come alive.
And that's for the final transfer spot in that 3 wide. 4 wide in
4
turn
wide.
2. Tyler Wilson tries to play spoiler. Look out.
Oh my goodness. And Jesse Atkinson's out
Oh
front
my
again.
goodness me! Barry Goldner, did he just pull a Brennan Lacey at Lernerville or something? But we know Barry Goldner is out, unfortunately. Real quick, we got to show you that replay. He must have made that opening or something.
I think he did.
That's in turn number 3. That takes it to the actual pits.
We have a huge battle going on for the transfer spot here.
By the way, Barry, 10 out of 10. Randy Shreves, Bob D. Good, that's for 8. The final spot in. Jeff Kemper, Andy Patton watching from behind in case something happens. 3 to go, Isaac. Looks like Shreves has got the preferred line.
I think Shreves has the preferred line here, but Bob's been making it work, and Jeff's just waiting for one of them to make a mistake.
They almost did with 2 to go, and Shreves has DeGood clear. That is huge. And DeGood is now the first one out. DeGood still trying.
On the tank.
Yep. 1 lap to go. It's going to come down to the wire. DeGood may have to send it into 3 and 4. How bad do you want to make it into the show? Shreves plays defense. DeGood tries to send it. And Randy Shreves makes the final transfer spot into the show. Jesse Atkinson takes the win in the last chance showdown by a quarter of a second.
I got to go watch Barry.
Well, that may make the not top 10.
He launched halfway down the backstretch.
He followed Brennan Lacey at Lernerville. Unbelievable. We saw it for the second time in 3 weeks. Feature coming up next on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Brennan Lacey, the quickest at the moment. He's got a 12.84 for right now. Remember, when it comes to a slick track, watch out for him on the bottom. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Coolray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, the Ohsweken Speedway, and all the fine drivers and sponsors, we thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It's now time to meet the field of 24 ready to take the green flag for 30 laps at Lanier Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, it is Isaac Salas slide job in the 5, and the Goose, Chad Cote, in the 11. Row number 2, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39, and Devo Donovan Ross in the 5. Row number 3, Shorty John Short in the 51, and lowline master Brennan Lacey in the 414. Row 4, the salesman Blake Chapman in the 20, and GJ Boydell in the 014. Rounding out the top 10 tonight, Trent Verstraeten in the 88, and Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Row 6, the Money King, Kyle Moonen in the 24, and the Professor, John Hine, in the 71. Row 7, the Brereton Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513, and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row 8, Stephen Golder in the 30, and Aiden Young, the New Hampshire Rocket, the Coast to Coast 200 winner in the 69. Row 9, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in the 127, Chris Schaefer in the 23. Row 10, Jeff Blair in the 200, Scooby-Doo Zach Chapman in the 72. Row 11, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 61, Jack Clevenger in the 78. Final row tonight, Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42, Randy Treves in the 56. You get set for the race against childhood cancer start. Real quick, Isaac, you're on pole, but who's your pick to win?
I'm going to go with Patrick Spangler.
Ah, you took my pick again.
Oh, my bad.
You know what? I'm going to go for the heck of it. I think we see an upset tonight. You ready? GJ Boydell.
Oh, Chad Cote.
Well, where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It's showtime at Lanier. Three wide off of turn 2 for second, and now making for third. John Short in that third position. Spangler throws the slide job just about 4 wide. There's still 3 wide for the back with Blake Chapman in the sucker hole at the moment. Amazing racing so far. John Short inside Isaac Salas for the lead, and he's got it 3 wides of contact between Ross and Salas. Spangler on the outside, looks for the second position, going down the back chute. Can he take it away? Let's see if he's got the power on the cushion, and he does. Spangler has it for right now. Look at Trent Verstraeten all the way down on the apron. Stacks up the Money King and beyond, but the caution is out. Zach Chapman sideways, and same with Chris Schaefer. Let's take a breath right now, folks, because that may have been the wildest start we've ever seen in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Racing in the back for a position. Let's see here. Ooh, Schaefer got loose and came down on Chapman. And luckily, it was just a 2-car accident. Right on board with Chris. It has not been a great 7 days for him. See Zach Chapman also doing that 360. Give us one moment here, folks. Back to green. Short clears on Spangler for right now. Good race for the third spot, too. Devo, oh, some contact from behind. Bumper straighten, that loses some spots for the 88 down to 6, but a good race for the lead. Here comes the high side banger, sideways off of turn 2, but luckily saves it for right now. Look at him, riding that cushion big time. And Short clears for right now. Devo is third. Verstraeten is 5th. Now looks inside on Salas for 4th and takes that away. Blake Chapman challenges for 5th. And it's Salesman takes the spot away. Back to the race for the lead. Spangler, great run up on the outside. Can the high side banger take it away? Gonna be close here at the line, but Spangler secures it barely. So Patrick Spangler puts the 39 and the Booth boys and a cat out in front. Verstraeten now breaks into the top 3. I believe Ross got up in the wall, lost a couple of spots, nearly 4 wide off of turn 4 meanwhile. With Salas in 6th, Brendan Lacey looks to take the spot away with his teammate Kyle Moon behind the Vanderbilt guys. They know how to win. They've won every race so far this season in the Coast to Coast Racing League. We've completed 10, 20 laps remain here at Lanier. This is still your best race on the track. Lacey, oh, some contact between him and Ross as he tried to force his way back up to the top, which he does. Salas up on the wall, more contact between him and Jack Hitt. That's the race for 8th position, and the gentleman takes away the spot, but Jay got Cote and Barker on their tail. So Hitt in 8th, Ross 7th, inside on Moonen for 6th. After the pass will not be made. This is your best battle on the racetrack. Right for the rear end of Kyle Moonen. Ross looking underneath. Everyone on the majority of drivers on the bottom, like we saw in our Rebels event late in the going. But one man worked the high side really well. That was Michael Birthday. Brendan Lacey wants to try and pull the Birthday. He's looking for 4th on Chapman, but just about clips the wall off at turn 4 and luckily keeps it going. We are halfway home here at Lanier. We got a great race for 2nd. John Short has lost a lot of ground to Patrick Spangler. Trent Verstraeten challenges, shuts the door on Blake Chapman for 3rd, and he wants a piece of the runner-up spot. Three wide for 3rd off of turn 4. Brendan Lacey wants to go on the outside and go 2 for 1. Can he do it here? No. Clips the wall again off of turn 2. 4 cars under a blanket for the runner-up spot with Spangler holding a 1-second lead. Lacey's up to 3rd. Can he get 2nd? The blue car on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Can he clear? I think he can. He does. Move Brendan Lacey, who was using Spangler's line this time. Up in a 2nd. 3 wide still for 3rd with 2 Crate Sim Racing drivers and Trent Verstraeten. This is a wild race for the 3rd spot and nobody giving up at all. This is why Lanier was put back on the calendar this season. 9 laps to go here at Lanier Raceway. And Verstraeten has 3rd over Blake Chapman and John Short. Now can Brendan Lacey catch Patrick Spangler? Here's how it looks the last 5 laps. Lacey is better than Spangler. At the moment, the gap is down to 0.6 of a second. Lacey's gonna come after Spangler like he's Jaws. Caution though is out. It's for Jesse Atkinson. Up on his lid in turn 1. That's the yellow that Brendan Lacey wants, and that will mean as well with the end of that long run. Lap traffic will not be an issue for the rest of this one. This one has been insane, folks. Here's what happened to the Pink Panther. Just about 4 wide off the corner. Boydell and exit just slightly touched. Head on, around he goes, and upside down. Yep, Boydell just came down on Atkinson in a small roll onto the top wing. Try to find a way to upright it, but it's tougher to do now these days than it was probably, say, 1 year ago or so. So the lights are off. We will have a 7-lap shootout. Patrick Spangler, Brendan Lacey, the last 2 champions of the Renegades, or are you going with the field? We're about to find out. 7 to go. Great restart from Spangler in the Mission 22 restart zone. The top 2 on the top. Blake Chapman. First one on the bottom. Isn't going to work for the salesman. Lacey bounced off the wall. Near contact. Lacey to the inside. Does he do a slide jump? Spangler rolled the wall. Brennan Lacey takes the lead away with 6 laps to go. And we're 3 wide for the lead. Blake Chapman now moves up into second spot. Lacey still on the outside. Can he clear Chapman? He can. That leaves Chapman and Spangler side by side for second with only 5 laps remaining. Chapman still working at it after Lacey. And can he clear Spangler? He can. He gives him the lane with 4 to go. Brennan Lacey always hoping for not for caution to come out. Spangler off the wall and 2 again. Stacking up Chapman now. He's got to clear Spangler here this time or he's in trouble. And he does, but he still rides the bottom. Still a risky move here for the salesman. And there is lap traffic ahead. Oh my. This could get interesting. Brennan Lacey 2 laps away from going back to back, giving him 3 wins and continue the streak of the Vanderbilt drivers. Spangler and Chapman still side by side for second, but Lacey rides the wall. Lacey rides the wall. Final lap. Blake Chapman tries to get a run underneath. Down the backstretch for the final time. Blake's going to have to set it in 3 and 4, which he does. Coming to the checkered flag of the line. Lacey takes the win. Spangler second. Chapman finishes third. They crashed at the end with Atkinson and Landis around. But 3 cars refusing to lose. Brennan Lacey takes win 3 of the year. They were wrecking all over the place coming to the checkered flag, folks, and I'm not kidding you. John Short had crashed out of the top 5. He finished in 18th. That's a tough break for him. But your top 3 pose for a podium shot, and Brennan Lacey, 3 wins. I've never seen anyone have a dominant start to Renegades than Brennan Lacey this year.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch. He blew right on by me.
And Vanderbilt undefeated in Renegades. This was the man that everyone was talking about, and he's still making people talk about it. So we'll begin with your top 3 here. Our first guy, of course, we'll talk with is the salesman and Blake Chapman. Blake, oh so close, man. I'll ask you this because we saw you more on the low and the middle side. How risky was that top?
Yeah, I didn't realize how risky it was until we got that last caution there, and I went up to kind of see what Brendan and Patrick were running, and I told my teammates, I'm like, it's really thin up there. There was barely any cushion. Big credit to those guys for being able to run that. It was really treacherous up there, but I feel like I had a pretty good setup in the night running that middle there, and maybe I had a little bit too much gear towards the end, spinning the tires a little bit, but definitely happy with the run.
When you saw Lacey ride the wall in 3 and 4, what was your strategy on the final lap?
Yeah, I didn't know what happened there. It seemed like I gained on him quite a bit there, so I'm like, well, just keep doing what I'm doing, trying to hit my marks, I guess, was the strategy there. The last lap, and maybe just give it as much as I could, and I did that.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
My parents and grandparents, Steve Bixler, everybody watching and supporting. Got to give a shout out to the boys at the Krite Sim Racing Team and the Can-Am Racing Team. And of course, I got to give a shout out to Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. Head over to their website, use code CART, C-A-R-T at checkout for 15% off some of their delicious popcorn. And I got to thank you for putting this on, Marty.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you go. Great run tonight, and we will talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Marty.
Blake Chapman finishes third. Second place finisher tonight is Patrick Spangler. Patrick, man, so close as well. What more did you need tonight for Brennan Lacey?
I just got tight after that restart and ate the wall. I'm glad he wasn't following me. I'm glad he went low so it didn't take us both out, and I was able to recover for a second. But I just need not to mess up that restart and keep out of the wall, and I think I may have had it. He was coming on quick. I looked down my relative, saw him. and I shouldn't have done that because then I overdrove like 3 turns in a row. So yeah, one that got away there. We'll beat the Bandy Boys one of these weeks.
I gotta ask as well. What was your reaction when that final caution came out?
Oh, I was not happy about it because he was coming, but I think I could have held him off because I was in a groove there. He would have had to throw a slider, and it would have been a slider battle. But it always changes after those cautions where you lose your rhythm. So yeah, didn't want to see that. It was a nice green flag run we had though. And your call on Barry's in the B main, I was dying. We were all dying. It was pretty good.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just you for putting on the broadcast, Rod for running the league, Triangles Racing, good showing tonight. Dad, Uncle back home watching, and the Incident Gods for 4 weeks in a row, 0 incidents, trying to keep it going.
All right, we'll let you go, man. Great run tonight.
All right, thanks. See you.
Patrick Spangler, our second place finisher, and now we go to Cool Ray Victory Lane where we talk with your race winner, Brennan Lacey. Brennan, wow. I've never seen a more dominant start. 3 wins in the first 4 races. How does it feel to make the pass for the win in the final 5 laps? He did just like he did last week in Hometown Heroes.
Sketchy, you want to know? I came off 2 and I thought I cut Blake off, and I already apologized to him for that. And then I went into 3 and I was like, well, now I got to float the center, and I didn't know where anybody was, so I was kind of like in no man's land, it felt like. So luckily enough, having, Fitzy spot for me in Discord while watching, he's sitting there and he's like, hey, just so you know, he's in the wall. So luckily I was able to make that, but I don't know if it would have been for Spangler would have kept out of the wall. I bet he would have kept up the lead there.
It's insane. You were using Spangler's trademark line tonight, and you were even faster than him. Did you notice that in that long run when you got second?
It's consistency and a lot of patience there. I know that I don't go up there often, but I know I got a car that's capable of doing it up there. So luckily enough, we got to show that tonight. But Lanier's just one of them tracks. It can be 2-lane. You saw it there. It was tight that whole time. There wasn't like one dominant line, I would say. It was just you had to go where they weren't, and then I just felt like momentum-wise on that slick stuff, if I could just keep it out of the fence, I could get a lot better runs down into the corners, and I knew that the entries the car would hold. So, going up there, luckily I could go up there and get another win with it. Hopefully we can get back to a car that we can go back down on the tires here soon.
When you hit the wall with coming to the white flag, just what were you thinking inside the car?
I let off the gas and slammed the brake to get it to come off, if you want the honest answer. Luckily I built up a gap, and that's where Fitzy came in big again. He came in there, he's like, hey, as long as you keep it out, you're good. Like they're on the bottom and you're still gonna have the momentum. So, it was a big deal there when he could tell me that to keep them nerves down, because to be running up there where I don't normally run, it kind of gets to you when you get up in the fence after you've made all the moves. So a little bit of patience there paid off.
Absolutely, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Big thanks to Vanderbilt. That's if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we're at here with the 3 out of 4 so far. Finally, we got Moonin back up there, P4. So old boy's coming back for once. And big shout out to Fitzy for spotting for me. I really appreciate him coming in and doing that tonight. And Ross over at Velocity Race Designs making these things look killer. Got him another one we can add to the tab. Appreciate you boys. Always fun coming up here talking to you, and looking forward to watching this thing either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Vanderbilt undefeated again, and a lot of it thanks to you, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, we got to keep that. We got to keep that rolling. 4 for 4. I think that's the first for us. So we're gonna see. I don't even know where we're at next week, and we'll see what goes on there.
Great win tonight, man. Congrats.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Brennan Lacey celebrating in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of the reputation of providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in the Southeast. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Your results here from tonight: Brennan Lacey, the winner; Patrick Spangler, second; Blake Chapman, third; Kyle Moonin, fourth; Trent Verstraete in fifth; Jeff Barker, sixth; Aiden Young, seventh; Jack Hitt, eighth; Chad Cote, ninth; and Tyler Wilson rounds out the top 10. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the cutest segment in all the Coast to Coast Racing League. He's not here though tonight, but we got a picture as always. It's Buddy time! Buddy, I wish we could see you tonight. Dean misses you. I know you miss Dean so much. But hey, he'll be back home in a few days though, that's for sure. So as we wrap things up here tonight, Isaac, another wonderful night. It's great to be back at Lanier. It deserves to stay on the schedule.
Yeah, that was a crazy, crazy long run. It was intense too, all the way from the top 10, really. Top 15 probably was intense. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun to call, a lot of fun to race.
Absolutely, man. So next week on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, we head to, for week number 5, the Eldora Speedway. That should always be a fun one.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You got some high speeds, that wall, so obviously you're gonna have your normal guys up there. But apparently we got a new guy that can just absolutely run the wall, in Lacey here. So it'll be a lot of fun to see how it all shapes out. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
One more thing before we go. I want to show you John Short. He just made a comment. He has never known what that wall opening is like. Let's take a look and see what he is referring to. Do we have it? We do not. I think the server's dead. I don't know. Let's see what John's referring to. I don't know why it's going to practice. Oh! Take a look at this. This was at the white flag. He hit the opening. And this is an opening you don't see drivers hit often. It's the opening on the front straightaway that brings the officials and the fans down onto the track from the flag stand and stuff like that. He hit that opening there, and it just took off the entire right front wheel. I had never seen that before here in my life. That's insane. So John just commented on that, so that's why we wanted to show you it. We're going to wrap up here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. On behalf of everyone at Cool Raid, the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig and all his fine crew of admins, on behalf of Isaac Salas, I'm Marty Sakala. Congrats to your winners tonight. Trent Straighten in the Raiders, Michael Berthay in the Rebels, and Brendan Lacey in the Renegades. So long, everyone.